Hi, and welcome back. You're watching Your Future, Your Finances. We're talking with Don Hannis of Planning Solutions Group regarding business owner planning and specifically within the auto dealer industry. Welcome back, Don.
Thanks again, Brian.
You were talking last time about a program put on that you're involved with of an organization called NADA. Tell us a little bit about that again.
Well, the NADA stands for the National Automotive Dealers Association, and it's a trade association that represents the manufacturers, they represents the dealerships across each of the states. Each state has their own trade association. Manufacturers sometimes are very dictatorial, and the dealers decided that they needed representation to protect their franchises and allow them to conduct business. Tesla has avoided, they're selling direct, so the NADA is an advocate for dealers. Well, it's actually a 12-month series of classes. So what happens is the dealer candidates, which are the future dealers, fly into Tyson's Corner and spend a week 6 times a year. And each week they learn a different aspect of how to run a dealership. One week they might be learning about finance and expense control, and are their margins comparable with other dealers. They might learn about fixed operations, which are parts and services. Another course might be about sales of pre-owned and new cars, and F&I, which is getting your clients financed for a dealership. So it's a rigorous course, and if you graduate from the NADA Academy, you're in a good position to be able to successfully run a dealership.
And then that's where you step in further and do planning with the business owner and in many cases their children.
At the last class, which is graduation, the whole family generally flies into town to celebrate the accomplishment, and we speak for 4 hours just before graduation on transition planning, equalization amongst family members, taxes, and retirement and control issues for the dealer principal who is preparing to slow down.
So these dealerships, you were saying last time, have some sizable values as far as if they were sold or transitioned. What happens if the dealer owner passes away?
Well, all dealers will eventually leave the business, either vertically or horizontally. So every dealer is going to exit their business. And when you're a high net worth successful business owner, you're faced with death taxes, also known as the estate taxes. And the estate taxes start at 40% when your net worth exceeds $5.4 million. And that's a number that's adjusted annually. The problem is most auto dealerships are illiquid. They're made up of the business and the real estate that the business operates on. Taxes are generally due in 9 months, with an exception, and the dealers may not have the liquidity to pay the taxes. So that creates friction and cash flow problems on the successors, and they might be compromised in their ability to successfully run the business. So coming up with strategies to avoid taxes is important.
And that's where you would step in and have a conversation with both the owner and whoever might be buying in or transitioning in to the business, like the children, for example.
We've met some dealers that really don't want to lose control, and they think they're going to live forever, and they put off the need for planning. That is not realistic, and it could put your successor in a tough situation with their likelihood of success. So we don't want to talk just about death and taxes. We'd like to also help with the retirement issues and the willingness to slow down.
You talk about slowing down, so is that something that happens over a couple months, or it could be years, I suppose, that they're transitioning out?
Well, we have so many examples, but one example comes to mind. We were brought in by a dealer who was in his late 50s, but his dad, who was 87, still had the majority of the stock and refused to give it up. This was in a small town in the Midwest. Dad's name was on the sign. He was very proud. He was well known in town and just couldn't walk away from the dealership. His son was going to retire before the dad. Dad still had the stock. So we had to negotiate a situation or a solution that was good for both parties.
So it sounds like sometimes you're acting as a planner and then also like a psychologist, if you will.
I'm not trained as a psychologist, but it's inevitable that you have egos and issues that are non-financial that you have to be able to address.
Yeah. Okay, good. How can somebody get a hold of you? Your website and address?
Well, Brian, you and I work together.
Yep.
So if they call you, they could call me.
Yep.
But we, as you know, are psgplanning.com, and we're in Howard County, Maryland. And the phone number is 301-543-6000.
Fantastic. All right. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. You're watching Your Future, Your Finances.